Another aspect of federal mandates is family involvement goals. Not only can some of these goals be met by sharing the student orientation PowerPoint, but Transition to Life also provides parent letters with each unit. These letters provide twofold benefits to you as the teacher. First, they provide accountability to parents that you are providing transition services to their students. They outline exactly what skills are being taught in each unit and provide points to students when they return the signed parent letter to you. Secondly, the letter not only tells parents what you're doing, it also gives them suggestions as to what they can do to help their student with transition skills. For example, Unit 2 Transportation suggests that parents might help by discussing personal and driving safety, taking a family field trip using public transit, discuss the map of the town and help students get that map into their head, help students obtain a driver's license or California ID card, discuss car insurance, good student discounts, safe driving records, and auto maintenance. At the beginning of each unit is a grade sheet. All units add up to 100 points, plus 5 extra credit points for the signed parent letters. There is also a section for the due date, so that it's easy for your students to see when a unit needs to be turned in. In many cases, there is no right answer. Students are simply making decisions about themselves. However, when there is a right answer, that answer can be found on the teacher's key on pages 26 through 30 of the teacher's manual. Answers are provided by unit and page number. You'll also see that there are no tests. Instead, we suggest that you grade your students on their effort and progress through the program. However, you're the one who knows really how your students should be graded, which is why the grading system is flexible. The last unit in the book is resources. Because you are required to give your students certain information regarding laws that affect them and resources available to them, this is a very important unit for you and your students. Many of you are already using the California Bar Association's excellent newspaper on the law on 18-year-olds. But the small print in that paper can make it difficult for your kids. So we've designed a kind of scavenger hunt for your students to find information that might be of interest to them. What teen doesn't want to know why the police will break up their party? Catching the Wave is an excellent guide for students put together by a talented group of individuals at Grossmont, Palomar, San Diego City, San Diego Mesa, and Southwestern colleges. Written expressly for disabled students, this guide lets students understand the difference in support provided in high school and college. And it also lists the laws that protect the rights of students with disabilities. The Vista City Directory is a typical city directory of services. Knowing how to find local services is an important skill. This section shows students how to download the guide and find the kinds of things they might need in adult life. How do they report a pothole? How do they find medical care? What if they need emergency food and shelter? First, we ask them to use the Vista Guide to see how it works. Then we ask them to download their own city guide so they know what resources their city offers. That's all there is to the student manual. But of course, your job doesn't end there. So let's talk a few minutes about IEPs and transition goals. I know how overburdened you are with increased regulations and paperwork. To help alleviate some of this burden, we tried to make goal setting as easy for you as possible. So let's look at what's provided. Pages 31 and 32 of the teacher's manual list the federal standards met by Transition to Life. The standards listed in bold are covered in the book. Pages 33 and 35 offer annual individual transition plan goals, or ITP goals, in an ITP bank set up for your use. Let's follow one goal from federal mandate to student worksheets to ITP goal. For example, a student-focused planning goal required by the federal mandates states students will, quote, identify and document students' post-school goals, learning preferences, and need for accommodations. By completing pages 3, 4, and 10 of the Who Am I section of Unit 1, your student will complete that goal. Give him or her Unit 1, then add this ITP goal to your annual IEP. Here's the goal. By annual review, student's name, will identify post-school goals, learning preferences, and need for accommodations as measured by completion of student transitioning profile, my IEP translation, and the Briggs-Myers typology test. It's that easy. You may choose a goal from educational goals, student-focused planning, student development goals, community goals, independent living goals, family involvement goals. You may choose your ITP goal from any one of these categories. Then look at the ITP goals and you'll note what lessons correspond to that. Or work backwards. Choose a worksheet that inspires your student and then find the matching goal. In addition to meeting your transition goals, some of the activities in this book will also meet your language arts goals. For example, 9th and 10th graders must learn to write a business letter as part of the writing strand of the state standards. 11th and 12th graders must learn to write a resume and fill out a business application. Pages 7 through 9 of the communication unit would meet the business letter goal, while pages 9 and 10 of that same unit will teach them how to write a resume. So to review, your teacher's manual provides you with teacher's notes, which provide a list of materials needed for each unit, a grading sheet with a flexible grading system for each unit, parent letters to meet federal guidelines and provide verification that you are providing transition services, an answer key for all the units, a list of federal guidelines for transition and record for guidelines met by this curriculum, an ITP bank from which you may select goals for annual IEPs, copies of the student workbook pages for your reference. You may want to download the student orientation, which can be found on our website, www.transitiontolife.com, to present this program to your class. Soon we will be adding a second podcast to our site. That in-service will provide a page-by-page review of each activity in each unit and information on how to implement these activities. I hope that I have been able to answer any questions you have about implementing Transition to Life. I do want to thank you for your interest in this product. It was a work dear to my heart, and the reception you have given it has been gratifying. If you have any questions, please feel free to write me at kiducation@cox.net, and I will try to answer you within 2 business days. Please also let me know how the program is working for you and any improvements that I can make for the next edition. Thank you for participating in this in-service, and good luck using Transition to Life.